G'day, my fellow casuals. Hope you're having a cracking Friday afternoon, Friday night, or potentially Saturday if you're watching this then. Just wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys as I'm having a bit of a problem this week. Now, Keon Kalamatangi, he's been named to play. Payne Haas named to play. There's that news about Aitken going to center. Aitken's not on my team, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm in a position where, I look at my side and I'm using no trades. 0 trades this week. I'm keeping Cam Munster. Shouldn't surprise you at all. And I thought, all right, 0 trades. That should feel good. It doesn't. It doesn't feel good. It's boring. I'm so bored. It's so boring using no trades. So I thought, what better thing to do than jump onto Gameday squad and play around with my teams there. Now, the cool thing about Gameday squad is you can make like 5 or 6 teams here. And the big thing is they've launched a new game, the Contender series, which is aimed towards beginners. So it means all the people who've been playing for years, you're not competing against them. You're just competing against the starters, the beginners, the people like me and you who are jumping onto the game for the first time. Now, if you want to jump on, it's Gameday Squad, and you use the code TCA to jump in. And I'm inviting you guys to leave a comment right now for a bit of a giveaway here. So let me just check my notes. I've got 5 gold Metcalf cards to give away, 5 silver Tedesco cards, and 5 silver Zach Lomax cards. So first ones to comment, first in, best dressed. Comment Metcalf if you want the Metcalf card. Comment Lomax if you want the Lomax card. And comment Tedesco if you want the Tedesco card. Now let's tear into this, guys. Yeah, you get those for free, by the way. It's a free thing to join. We'll jump into the contender competition. So you go competitions and contender, and let's start building our squad. Now, because the contender comp is more designed for beginners, it's very much geared towards the bronze cards. So right here, you can see I've got bronze, silver, and gold. The gold basically just take up more salary cap and that kind of thing. Silver a bit cheaper, bronze that base price. So I'm just going to filter by bronze here and jump right into my team. We can add a few silver and gold cards, by the way. So if you do want that Metcalf, Tedesco, or Lomax card, they're ones that you can use in this competition too. But for hooker, I'm looking at this list and I've got, Egan. Egan was in great form at the start of the year. I used him a bunch then, but he's fallen off a bit. Blake Brayley last week was sensational. Damien Cook on a bye. Tommy Starling, decent shout here. Not a bad option. The minutes have been declining. Coruscant has Talon de Silva back on the bench, which worries me. Marmazelis a bit hurt here. Harry Grant backing up from Origin. Reed Marnie on a bye. Kenny's actually been making a lot of tackles lately. Chris Randall, 77 last week. I'm not a believer, I'll be honest. And then Jaden Brayley, pretty decent little pod game last week. I'm going to go Blake Brayley, though. I think this is a safe choice here at hooker. And I'll tear into the middle forward spot next. I'll just jump into bronze again. And look, Terrell May is my first choice. There's no conversation to be had here. So right now I'm going to try and fill the team up with bronze players. And then I'll upgrade a few players and probably use my gold Terrell May that you can see here later. Now, bronze again. Payne Haas, Adam Fanoa Blake, both very good shouts. Isaiah Yeo not playing. Max King on a bye. Joey Tarpanay, a good shout. Carrigan confirmed to back up as well. Cam McInnes, not a bad shout. Big Tino, I don't like him with that sternum issue. Watson, Lindsay Smith. You know what, actually? Lindsay Smith playing in New Zealand. No Isaiah Yeo. No Liam Martin. That could be a pod. I might pod up with a couple of Panthers players here. Corey Horsburgh playing at lock as well. That's a good shout too. I don't mind that. Fahu White, DeBellin, Jack Williams, real pod here. I don't mind that. Barnett's out for a while. Plath is too. Hopgood, Stefano. We're sort of falling off a cliff here. So let's jump up the top here again, and I'll take Payne Haas. Ooh, do I take Payne Haas? Adam Fanoa Blake. I'll take Payne Haas with my second pick, and I'm going to go Lindsay Smith with my third pick, just because I think this week in particular, he pops off. And to be honest, when we talk about scratching the itch of trades, he's a guy that I've kind of wanted to buy for a while now, but I just can't justify it for my classic, fantasy team. But in this comp, I can use him this week, then take him out next week and, completely reset my team. Now, jumping into the edge forward spot, again, we'll go to bronze here. And, Hudson Young backing up from Origin, played big minutes in the middle, worries me a bit. Dylan Lucas, very good shout here. Preston on a bye. Kalamatangi is playing this week. I worry a little bit about him maybe playing in the edge back row spot, though. So UNA can move to center. Kalamatangi could go to the edge. Maybe it's Jai Arrow. Maybe it's someone else off the extended bench. But there's a real risk that Kalamatangi plays edge this week. And in that case, I wouldn't want to use him. Bo Firma against the Eels is not actually a bad shout. Good attacking stat opportunity. Kai Pierce-Paul has been good recently. UNA can kick out. Angus Crichton, Jaden Sewer's out still. Hosking, yeah, I'm losing interest as we go down. I mean, Britton Nakora, Isaiah Papali'i. Now, we could follow that line again. So Papali'i starting in the edge back row spot. I don't love his shot at attacking stats in this game, though. That's my worry there. So I'm going to steer away from Papali'i. I'm going to go for the attacking stats. I'll take Bo Firma up against Parramatta. As much as my boys, I'm backing my boys, the Eels, but I think Bo might have a big attacking day. And I'm probably just doubling down on the attack. Dylan Lucas here. Pick the really explosive edge back rowers there. Go for those attacking stats. Now, rolling through to the bench. Where do we go from here? There's a bit of a toss-up for me here. So Adam Fanua-Blake is one option, and Joey Tarpanay is the other. And I'm probably going to choose one of the two. Or do I go both? Joey Tarpanay versus Tigers. Fanua-Blake versus the Broncos. I think Fanua-Blake plays big minutes, so I'm going to back him. I might double up here. I can see Kai Pearce-Paul there. I don't mind him as an option. Fletcher Sharp, though, coming back from injury. I'll go Joey Tarpanay. I'll really load up on the middle forwards here. Beef it up. That's a beefy forward back there. Lindsay Smith, I like him as a pod. Bo Firma's going to be a bit of a pod too. Blake Brayley, people might jump on that. But Payne Haas, a lot of people aren't believing in Haas right now. So that could work out well for me. Then I'm going to use my first gold card in the halves. And I had a look at this before. I'm a bit lighter on those bronze halves that I want to use. So I'm going to go gold Jaden Campbell and double up on the Titans there up against Parramatta. Now, what it means, guys, is with the gold and the silver and all that, is bronze will just score what they score. Silver gets a 10% increase to scoring. Gold gets a 20% increase. So if you want to get that gold Metcalf, that's a 20% increase to scoring. So just comment Metcalf. If you want Lomax, come and drop that comment too. And who is the other player? It was Metcalf, Lomax, and Tedesco. And I've been talking a lot of fantasy the last couple of days. I'm named out, but Metcalf is gold. Lomax and Tedesco are silver. I'm probably going to use my Tedesco here, actually. So using the halves then, before we get into wing fullback, we can jump into Isaiah Katoa. I like the look of that. I think Isaiah Katoa's rock solid, and he's a guy I don't have in my classic team, so I just like to put him in here, and I feel like I'm part of the gang with Isaiah Katoa. And then it's Metcalf. He's staring me in the face here. I don't like Fogarty with the issue. Cleary's not playing. I've got a lot of Clearys, though. If you want a Cleary as well, let me know. I can send you one of these too. Then Nico Hines, DCE, Moses, Sexton, Humphreys without Latrell sometimes can be good. Galvin, when he gets updated to the Dogs, I might consider it. Flanagan's been in form lately, actually. He's been good. He's been good for fantasy. Not that great in real life, but great for fantasy. I'll go Luke Metcalf, though. I'll back the Wires. I think the Wires are going to get a big win here. So Luke Metcalf for a big shout of attacking stats. Then in the bronze category, this is a pretty hard one for me to ignore. Big Herbie Farmworth. I got 4 of them up the top here. And I'm using that 100%. Herbie Farmworth is a guy that I really just don't consider not using. Then down the list here, for bronze, who else we got? Ruben Garrick, maybe. Iro's obviously out injured. Bradman Best returns this week. That could be a fun pod. Gagai, RTS, Alamotti, Tolu Kola when he comes back. If he played some fullback, maybe. I've got Stags and Cobbo, Smoko. I'm not really using them. Ramian, Tungo, Fairtape, Birdberry. Yeah, okay. So I'm probably going to jump back to the top here, and I like Bradman Best. I know he's come back from injury, but I think he'll be off a lot of people's radars, and he's a bit of a pod that I can run with there. Then Fletcher Sharp coming back from that injury as well. So come back from that calf issue. It does worry me a little bit, but I'm a believer. I'm going to go Fletcher Sharp here. And then I love using my Zach Lomax cards here. My worry with Lomax is I think this week, without Moses and Brown, he might struggle a bit. So that's where I'm thinking about maybe going a different direction. Isako's been in good form lately, goal kicking as well. I like that. Brian To'o, I doubt he backs up. Well, he's not backing up, right? I doubt he backs up from any Origin games. So he's kind of off my radar a bit here. Feeder. Yeah, look, it's pretty. I mean, you can take shots at guys like Khan Pereira, Jason Saab in the right matchup, but it's a risky jump to make. So I'm probably going to get with my boy Asako here, jump him on the wing. So I've got a couple of Dolphins and Knights down this section, which could be a good shout. Then fullback, we'll stick with bronze to start. Jimmy Tedesco, not a bad matchup for them. I don't mind that. Ryan Pappenhausen I like against South Sydney, but Keon is blank, so they should be better. And Scotty Drinkwater had a shocker last week. The Hammer and Latrell backing up from Origin. Ponga backing up from Origin, I'm not a fan of. Edwards backing up from Origin. Gutho, Buller, Jai Gray, Keanu Keeney. Man, I need Keanu Keeney to come back so I can use some of these cards. Then Reece Walsh, Tommy Turbo. I've got 4 of them, and he's not going great for fantasy. Going to center. I'm strongly considering Pappenhausen here. It's Paps or Teddy. I might even play both, to be honest. I'll start Teddy because Teddy's the official guy for this app. So he's He's officially part of our game day squad, Teddy. So I'll put him in the starting spot, and then I'll put Pappenhausen on the bench. And then I've got one more spot in the outside backs, and I'm probably going to use it on a fullback, I would say. I mean, Latrell, if he's backing up most likely, so it could be a good shout. Ruben Garrick has his days. He was good last game out, but not playing this week. Do I just go with Lomax here? Take a shot with Lomax and hope he gets one over the Titans. You know, Gagai has been in form recently as well. Oh, toughie. I'm not sure that Lomax will back up. That's my concern there. Dom Young playing for the Knights again. Do I take that, speculator? Do I take that? Who are the Knights playing again? Let's just double check that one, because that could be the pot of pods up against the Dolphins. Yeah, I like the Dolphins though. I don't think I can bring myself to do it, so I'm probably gonna. Kennedy's there, Turbo, Savage, you know, Blaze, Talangi, more responsibility this week maybe. DWZ has been out of form, but can score a try. I'll probably run with. I'll pop Latrell in, and I'll make the adjustments if I need to. I just think Latrell, he gets those points pretty cruisily. Now, right now, I've used 9.2 mil out of my salary cap. So I've got 800K remaining. So that means I could add 8 silver players or 4 gold players or a mixture of the two. So the easy play here for me is to swap Terrell May up to a gold. I think I've got a stronger Payne Haas as well. No, I don't. I've got Jensen, Takura, Baker, Carrigan, Hetherington. I don't have a stronger Payne Haas. Brutal. Do I have a stronger Lindsay Smith? Maybe. Let's see. I've got Yo, Adam Finnell-Blake gold. I could use him potentially. Let's swap AFB gold in. He's got some big boom potential about him. So I'll bring him in. So I've got 2 more golds to add. In the back row, I think from memory, I don't have either of these guys in gold. Yeah, so Kalamatangi in other weeks is going to be useful. You know, Olakawatsu, I tried that one last week. It didn't actually work out for me at all. Dave Fafita gold at some point that will light up, but until then, let's leave that out. Then the halves, I mean, Campbell, Reynolds, gold Hines, probably not. Let's use my gold Tedesco. I'll probably just go gold Pappenhausen here as well. That might be the shout. Yeah, let's do that. Gold Ryan Pappenhausen. All right, so we've run it up there. So basically, we've beefed it up with Terrell May, getting that boost of score. Adam Finnell-Blake, Jaden Campbell. We've got Tedesco and Ryan Pappenhausen. Now, I'm going to do a couple of other teams in sec too, but just want to remind you guys, if you do want to join, it's Game Day Squad. Link is in my bio in the first comment there. If you use code TCA, you get a bunch of extra cards. But basically, it's free to play. You can jump in. You can play these games for free. There are also, you know, components of the game that you can pay for as well, and you know, contend at the higher levels. But I'm mainly playing the Contender series and the Starter series. So you know, feel free to jump in, completely free. You can jump on there and just comment Tedesco, Metcalf, or Lomax if you want one of those free cards, and we'll sort out a trade and send you guys those cards there. Now we'll turn to some other teams here because I want to jump into some of my other sides. So I've used the full 10 million here. I'll jump into my Challenger or Classic. No, let's go Challenger. Let's go Challenger. So this is where I can use some of my bigger cards. So personally, I've got a bit of a collection here. And the first one that I'm proudest to show you is Terrell May in the... Oh, sorry. New rule, guys. I can't play Challenger if I've played Contender. So I'm not meant to participate in Challenger or Champion competitions. Okay, yep. Sorry. New rule, guys. You can't actually play Challenger or Champion if you're playing Contender. So that's how they make sure it's only beginner players. So that's good to see that in action. I'll go to Classic then, because in Classic, I can use a few of these cards. And for Classic, I'm still going to use my Terrell May card. Now, I just want to show you, I do have one legendary card, the Mark Nichols, 1 of 1 legendary card. Now, I don't use it too often because it's very expensive to use, but I love having this little Mark Nichols legendary card. When you sit him in there, that red, God, it looks good. God, it looks good. And he's a good-looking rooster, that Mark Nichols, too. But look, let's go Terrell May Diamond. I think that's like one of the best cards you can absolutely have. Then in the forward pack here, I mean, Aaron Clark sitting right there as well. I'm probably going to use maybe Aaron Clark there. We've got Yo. Let's drop Aaron Clark in. Let's beef up the forward pack. And then try to use a bit of bronze here. Maybe Adam Blake. Or do I go a bit different here? Take some different kind of picks, like Horsburgh instead. I'll take Horsburgh instead. I'll mix it up. So Clark, Horsburgh, we're going to add a few different players here. So I'm going to do it a bit differently to the last one. Then we'll jump to the bench in a sec. Let's go into the back row. So for the back row, I'm going to use some different guys here. Hudson Young backing up. I'll chuck Keon into this team, just so I've got him in one of my sides at least. And then down the list, Nat Butcher, Diamond, at some point that could be useful. Kai Pierce-Ball. I like him a lot. I didn't put him in the last team, so I think I can find a way to get him in here. And then for bronze, do I just go Egan? I think the Warriors are going to absolutely destroy the Panthers. That's kind of my read here. So I'll throw Egan into this side, and I'll throw him in instead of Metcalf for this side. Forward pack here, we'll stick with bronze for now. And that means we're looking at, I guess we can put AFB in if we want to. Carrigan backing up. I don't mind the Carrigan shout. Connor Watson didn't play major minutes in Origin, so yeah, let's do Watson. Let's do Watson, have a big game. He occasionally does have those big attacking games, and that's where you really want to own him. And then Jack Williams. I think Jack Williams' form lately has been great. Look, I think he cops a hit with the halves for Parramatta not being there at full strength. That's my concern there. But outside of that, look, Jack Williams. And that's the thing I like about Gameday Squad. You can just take some of these speculators. So you have a read on a guy and you go, oh, yeah, I think the Warriors are going to win this week. I can play Wade Egan, Metcalf, even though I don't have them in fantasy. Or Jack Williams. I can't bring myself to buy him because of the buy schedule. But in this game, I can use him, which is pretty exciting. Now, bronze options, this is where it's a bit tough. We don't have heaps of great bronze cards. So do I double down on Cam Munster here? Use a platinum Cam Munster. That would be a big call. Or do I go back in on Nico Hines, potentially Sexton, Burton, Dylan Brown's out, Jerome Hughes? I'll chuck Jerome Hughes in because, like I said before, he's a guy I can't buy in my classic team. I'm not using any trades, so I can buy Jerome Hughes here and I can feel good about it. And then stick to bronze here for now. Reynolds is not a bad shout. Chanel Harris-Tavita's been in pretty good form lately, just very risky. Ben Hunt, Jerome Luai. Yeah, Luai, I doubt he's too effective this week. Fogarty is a safe option. Let's go Nico Hines. I've got to believe in my boy. I've got to believe. And then I'll leave that last half spot to the end because I want to see what money I've got there. Now, in the centers here, Diamond Gagai could be fun to use. He's actually been pretty good in recent weeks. Bradman Best, Silva, Ruben Garrick, Vilea, Howarth if he gets hot at the right time. Let's pod up. Let's pod up here with someone interesting. So definitely not Cobbo. Ramian, that's getting a bit dire down the list here, isn't it? This is not a pod, so I've got to do something interesting here, right? Diamond Gagai. It's a real speculator, right? Like if you take a Diamond Gagai, it really restricts what you can do with your other spots. That's the issue, right? Like you're using so much salary cap on that Diamond card. So I'm going to do bronze for now. I'll go to the wing spot. Sian Katoa's in a bit of form. Josh Adokar Diamond is a bit of fun, but Fletcher Sharp, I'll run him silver. I think it's worth investing in Fletcher Sharp. And Marzu Johnson. Jack Bostock, 159 Diamond last week. That card went crazy last week, like 159 in Diamond. Marzu's not a bad shout. Zachy Lomax. Let's go Lomax this week. Let's put Lomax in. I'll make an adjustment if he needs to be taken out. Then it's so hard for me not to go with these two. I really do believe in Tedesco and Pappenhausen this week. So I'll think about upgrading them to higher tier cards if I have some cash at the end, but we'll see how we're going. Now, bronze position here. We've got one more spot to fill. Hammer, Karaz, Drinkwater bounce back, Ruben Garrick. I think I'll take Garrick. Take a Garrick bounce back. And then for salary cap, we've got 700K. So we can use a gold card here, which is good news. So Cleary, we could go with Hines there potentially. I just can't afford Katoa. Damn. Unless I want to... do I want to double down on Isaiah Katoa up against the Knights? Actually, you know what? I'm going to make that pivot. So to get Isaiah Katoa into my team, I've got to swap this Fletcher Sharp card for a bronze card instead. or downgrade another card. Let's go to Fletcher Sharp though. So bronze, I could go to Greg Marzu instead. Johnson, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, it's probably going to be Greg Marzu, I would say. So let's take that. Greggy Marzu comes in instead of Sharp, and that means I can bring in either Isaiah Qatar or Metcalf. Where do I go with this one? Oh, do I double down on the Warriors theory and them dusting it up? I'm going to do it. Double down on the Waz. So I've got the Egan, Metcalf, Clark. I'm investing a lot in the Warriors here. So that uses up my entire salary cap. So to sum up this team, I've got Egan, Clark, Terrell May, Horsburgh in the front row, Kolomatangi, Kupius, Paul, Watson, Jack Williams, then Hughes, Hines, Metcalf, Gagai, and Farmworth in the halves, and centers three, Marzu and Lomax on the wings, Tedesco, Pappenhausen, Garrick, and then we've got Metcalf, Jack Williams, and Watson on the bench. That takes me through my classic squad. Now, just a reminder, guys, if you do want to jump on, it's Game Day squad. You just jump in, and the competition's on the left there, little tab. But you've got the contender competition. That's the new one. That's the one that only beginners can play. So it's one that you can actually win, and you can actually win some pretty sweet prizes as well. They give away a bit of cash on Game Day squad, which is awesome. So that's my classic team done. I'm just going to quickly do my starter team while we're here too. And just a reminder to drop your comment. Which one's your favorite out of these guys? Is it Zach Lomax? Is it James Tedesco? Or is it Luke Metcalf? Now, I'm using my Metcalf card, my Lomax card, my Tedesco card. But if you want one for free, just drop that comment there and you'll get one too. Now, let's tear through this team pretty quick. So when I get to my my starter team, I sort of just put it together at the end because you can only use up every card once. So I'm just going to chuck in some guys I like. So Adam Fennell, Blake, Terrell May. You can sort of just quickly put together a team as well. I don't mind Carrigan. Yeah, I think I'll stick with Horsburgh. I like him more. And then the back row, we've got a few fun options I haven't used in the other teams. So let's take a run at Kolomatangi. Let's just hope he plays in the middle there. Gus Crichton, future weeks is going to be interesting. Nakora, bit of a pod there, went big last week. Johnny Arrow, Butcher, Safer. Let's run the Papali'i pod. Let's do that. And let's double down on the Panthers here too. And I'm going to go with a guy that might be off your radar a bit. Liam Henry. I think Henry has a bit of potential to go huge this week. So, for my starter side, I like to take those sorts of gambles, and that could be a good one that works out. Then next spot, Sewer, Hosking, Plath, Coruscant, Wilton, Arrow, Hopgood, Stefano. Stefano should be backing up pretty effectively. Harry Grant, Safer. I'm not loving the list. Cotter, he played big minutes in Origin. Lemuelu's had some big games, but also some shockers. This is tricky. I'm kind of not loving any of it. I mean, I might just have to take a more plain sort of pick and just, go Carrigan. Sit up with Carrigan. I like Carrigan better than I like... do I go McInnes? Let's go McInnes, not backing up from Origin. That's the big differentiator. Neither of those guys really have that boom potential. That's the issue, but the Origin's the differentiator. And then let's go a bit different here. We'll take a Fogarty, the halves. Take an Adam Reynolds here as well. He's had some massive games in Game Day this year, actually. So they reward the attacking stats a little bit more across on Game Day, which has led to some big ones. Then Jerome Luai, Luke Brooks, by Sam Walker at some point. He'll be fun. Trey Evans. We'll just go Hines here. We'll fill it up with Hines. We'll jump into the centers. I can't not pick Herbie. I know it's plain. He's in all of my Game Day teams, but I just can't not pick him. And then I'll go Brad Best. I'll go for the ceiling. Have a bit of fun with this one. On the wing, do I go Sione Katoa this time round? I'm going to use Lomax again. Remember, guys, if you do want a Lomax card, just comment Lomax. You get one of those. And I'll go Sione Katoa. Let's do that. Let me just double check. Let me just confirm Katoa's playing because I remember he had a few issues before. I think he's 100% all clear this week. I'm 99% sure. Just want to be 100% sure before I tell everyone to buy Katoa. So he is in. Yep, jersey number 2. We should be sweet. All right, now fullback. Do I take a gamble? Here? I mean, the Dragons are on the bye. Gutho's the kind of guy where every now and then you'll have one of those big games. Dry Gray if he was playing. Care Weeks. Let's take Walsh. Let's go a bit different. Go Walsh here. We'll pot up and then I'll take a run. Do I go Ponga? Ponga backing up against the Dolphins. Let's do it. Let's go a bit different with this team. Let's really change it up. And then Dylan Edwards isn't playing. He's been out of form this year too for game day. Nick Meaney, Katoni Staggs. These are the kind of guys who they can go massive at the right time. Tolly Kohler's the same as well when he plays, but no, you know what? I've been talking about it too much. I've got to go Dom Young. The Dom Young pod. When now he's at the Knights. Let's see what he can do. So that's my starter squad done and dusted. But look, guys, if you do want to jump in, super straightforward to join. It's just a link in my description there. It's Game Day Squad. You use the code TCA when you join, and you just want to play the Contender competition. So that's the big one, Contender. And you can see the scores are a little bit lower here for the Contender series. If you jump in there, you can build out your squad. Now, if you have jumped in and you don't have as many players, you just jump into the pack section. You'll have a bunch of free packs, and you can open them like this. So if I just go open, it's just going to look like this. And I actually don't know what's in this pack. So let's see. DeBellin, Tedesco, a Tedesco Platinum. See, look at that. Bang. I promise that wasn't rigged. But look, that's me done and dusted, guys. It is Game Day Squad. Check it out. Comment below. Just comment your favorite player out of those three. Which one you want there? It's Tedesco, James Tedesco, Luke Metcalf, or Zach Lomax. I'll see you guys on Game Day, and good luck this week. Let's crush it. Cheers.